Hello, welcome back to the Wrestling Newsroom. I'm your host, Orphan Justin, and today we're going to be looking at all the wrestling news from Sunday. We start with the news from the YouTube account Heel by Nature that this year's WrestleMania set isn't expected to be as extravagant as last year's roller coaster set in Orlando. However, it's been noted that WWE is still using their set designer, Jason Robinson, the same person who's been involved with creating the sets in recent years. The use of fireworks and pyrotechnics are going to happen as well. It's also noted that Royal Rumble will possibly have pyro as well, since the event is being held in an open-air baseball stadium. Thank God we're getting pyro back! I know it doesn't make much to a show, but it just feels so good when there's pyro and fireworks in the lot. I do miss it so much. I really, really do. It just made an effect on people when it had pyro. So thank God it's coming, and it should be a good set. I'm praying to God it's a good set. Then we go to the confirmation that WWE sent out an email announcing that all pay-per-views following WrestleMania 34 will be dual-branded shows. They went, you'll get the best of both brands, SmackDown and Raw, every month on every pay-per-view. Catch every event streaming live on the award-winning WWE Network. They've listed Backlash May, Money in the Bank June, Extreme Rules July, SummerSlam August, Hell in the Cell September, TLC October, Survivor Series November, Clash of Champions December. It has been noted that May Payback and Battleground in July have both been dropped from WWE's schedule. So they've literally just got one pay-per-view a month. They've dropped the whole concept. It will be back to the 12 pay-per-views a year. Thank God. I know it was... I liked how, we get so many events to watch, I get to do more live streams, but it was just so demanding. Whether they're going to make the shows longer to justify this, I don't actually know. Most likely they'll probably go to a 4-hour pay-per-view every single time, but yeah, I'm happy for a nice 5-hour pay-per-view, an hour pre-show, 4-hour show. That's sound. That finishes at, like 5 in the morning? Yeah, still, I'm glad they've dropped the whole single pay-per-view because it is not working in the slightest. I like the brand split. The brand split is working, but having like 16 pay-per-views a year was not doing a good thing. It was 18. It was some ridiculous number, but thank God we've finally gone back to the standard. And then to add fuel to the fire, after the WWE posted the teaser between Rey Mysterio and AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio responded with the following tweet: "Can't answer on how fast to buy tickets, but what I can answer is on how fast I would accept right away." Oh yes, it has been so much teased. It's gonna happen, isn't it? And then, during a recent podcast, former WWE writer Vince Russo talked about the original plan for Test and Stephanie McMahon's wedding prior to him and Ed Fernara, I don't really know, left for WCW. Ed and I knew all along where we were going with the Stephanie Test storyline. It was never a question. Our plan all along was for Test to stand her up at the altar. That was the plan. And we were going to make Test a heel, and Tess was going to have an issue with Shane and the whole family. That's where we were going. We never wrote a story that we didn't know where the thing was going. Really, Vince Russo? You never wrote a story that you didn't have a direction for? Must I remind you of WCW 2000? I'm just going to leave that on the table and move on. But either way, that sounds like a good storyline. And then we go to... Renee Young commented on why she doesn't refer to her husband Dean Ambrose by his real name on Total Divas. Someone said, "I was wondering why you called John Dean on Total Divas. Brie calls Daniel Bryan, and John calls Naomi Trin." She said, "Definitely wasn't my decision. Some of it is even voiced over." Oh my God. Why, if you're going to be a reality TV show, let them use their real fucking names. They can't have 90% of them using it and one not. That's fucking weird and piss off Total Divas. And then when asked by TMZ about Hulk Hogan possibly returning to the WWE, Mark Henry said, "I think after apologising to all the existing African American talent, we're a forgiving world." So, sounds like Mark Henry's forgiven him, which is really good. I would like to see Hulk Hogan come back. Then we go to a couple of matches announced for tomorrow's night, Monday Night Raw. We are going to have... where is it? The Chamber participants are going to be in a gauntlet match. That'll be pretty cool. That's going to be the main event, apparently. It says, who will head into Elimination Chamber with massive momentum? It'll be amazing. And then we have a 6-woman tag team match of all the Chamber participants. Obviously, you've got Bayley, Sasha Banks and Mickie James on one side, and Alexa Bliss, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville on the other. I think I know which team has more likely a chance. So yeah, they're two pretty cool matches noted for this week's Raw. Then we have the really cool news that at a NXT live event, it appears that a new faction was formed. The group consisted of Wesley Blake, Steve Cutler, Chad Lay, formerly Gunner in Impact Wrestling, and Lacey Evans. The group attacked Sanity. Damn. That sounds like a pretty cool group. Are they trying... Is that to replace a group leaving? We'll have to see where this goes. Then we go to Kurt Angle having a Facebook Q&A, and he was asked about the Shield thing being over. He said, we didn't get to see him play alongside since... we didn't see them play alongside since a long time. Do you have a plan for the Shield? Oh, that was a question. Do you have a plan for the Shield? The Shield has been dealing with a lot of setbacks and injuries, but they will unite again. Be patient. And which move do you say legitimately hurts the worst? The last ride. It's like getting shot in the chest. Undertaker is 7 feet tall. When he lifts you over his head, you're 8 feet in the air. It's a long ride down to the canvas. I can imagine 8 feet onto a canvas is not a nice thing. And what lessons have you learned so far as Raw GM? Don't wrestle injured. Take your time, heal up, and then go back to it. I rushed back way too quickly in the past. I know better now. I hope others will see this post and also take my advice. They will have longer careers. What goes through your mind as you begin to moonsault? I don't think too much. When you think about it, makes you hesitate, and that's when you get hurt. Just do it. And what's your favourite match stipulation? 1-on-1 Iron Man. It's the only way to separate the men from the boys. I've done it 4 or 5 times in my entire career. That's when you know you're good, how good you truly are. Iron Man match. I can agree with that. We got to see Bayley and Sasha in an Iron Woman match, and it proved how amazing both women were. It is one of them stipulations where if you can do one, you are one hell of a wrestler, to be fair. And then there's Slice Wrestling is on Twitter is giving us rumoured names for call-ups for the NXT talents this year. The rumours are Andrea Almas, Johnny Gargano, Drew McIntyre, Ember Moon, and Authors of Pain. So we'll have to see who will be out of that, because it makes no sense with both Almas as champion and Johnny Gargano going after it. Why would both be called up? Because if Almas drops it to Gargano, they're not going to make Gargano drop it immediately and go, oh, are they? I hope they won't, because Gargano deserves a decent run with it. But we'll have to wait and see. And then after we talked about Dolph Ziggler's new money contract, Dave Meltzer chimed in and said it'd be unlikely because they usually top everyone off at $1 million. So they're unfortunate circumstances, and usually the guys at $1 million are a little higher in the pecking order than Dolph. So I don't know. I can check, but based on the usual salary structure, it sounds very unlikely. So it's not saying it's not possible. It's saying it's very unlikely due to the history of the salary. So we'll have to see if it is. Well, I'm probably not going to get an answer until Dave gives us one. Get in contact, Dave. Tell me if it's true or not. Then we go to Rhino's Twitter account got hacked. The hacker changed his handle to Mr. JGG. J as in JAY and then GG. And then someone else claimed Rhino's Rhino313 handle. So the hacker stole his Twitter name. Yeah, it's just got like random people. I've got like a random picture on and everything like that. It's kind of weird, to be fair. Quite funny. Someone even tweeted to Heath Slater, "Do you know Rhino got hacked?" It's quite funny. And then filmmaker John Bravo, who you know is involved with Richard Rodriguez, the alleged drug dealer who's claiming Roman Reigns bought steroids from him, has posted like a little video. I love how I made that sound so demeaning. Like a little video. No, but he's put a video on, I think, where does it say? I don't know, I don't care. He just talks about, he says, talking about how wrestlers and celebrities look, he said, those kind of physiques are never achieved without drugs. You cannot walk around with 250 plus pounds and only 4% body fat without using controlled substances. He noted that Reigns' evidence would be revealed in his next video. It looks like it is a Facebook video. No, definitely YouTube. Yeah, it's a YouTube video. So yeah, he's, I think, yeah, I can't remember. I think they've changed his post because he also mentioned that people could take these controlled substances and take another controlled substance, which makes them pass tests, which I thought was very interesting. I can't remember where I read that, but it was on there. So he did mention it, and they must have removed that by now because that post did have that on, which is weird. Now that's been the Wrestling Newsroom. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you have, please give this video a like. Please support me on Patreon at a link in the description below. Subscribe to see more content, and I'll catch you later. Bye!